The unholy alliance of our criminal justice system and private prisons is now laid bare because Donald Trump lined his pockets with donor money from major private prison contractors. And one of the first things he did on the first day of his new administration was to issue a new executive order authorizing the Department of Justice to get into business and to get into prison bed with those private donors and their companies. It's wrong. It's immoral. I talk about it. Where else? On Popok Live, a brand new podcast Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Midas Touch Network. Take a listen. Welcome back to Popok Live. One of the dirty secrets of our justice system is that before Joe Biden, we were using private prison companies that turn a profit, have shareholders and stakeholders. That's an unholy alliance between our justice system, which is supposed to be colorblind, so to speak, and justice is blind, with a for-profit component of it. Didn't sit well with the Democrats, didn't sit well with Joe Biden. He got rid of it with an executive order and brought in 14,000 people back into the Bureau of Prisons. There's two major donors to Donald Trump, one called the GEO Group, one called Core Civic, that donated tons of money to Donald Trump and couldn't wait for an executive order by him, which has already happened, which now allows the Department of Justice, now allowed by Pam Bondi, to use private jails. Just to give you an idea, they were already making tons of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars a year from contracts with other aspects of our government. For instance, the GEO Group gets 41% of its revenue from its relationship with immigration detention centers. Core Civic gets 30% of its revenue from immigration detention centers and 21% from the Federal Marshal Service. This is big business, folks, and it's unsavory to have people coming out of our criminal justice system be taken away by capitalists, so to speak, in private jail systems. And so we now have the reporting that Donald Trump has ended it and has now allowed his Department of Justice to enter these contracts. You can hear the champagne bottles popping at GEO Group and Core Civic. Now, look, there's immigration detention centers that are operated by them. I got a whole different approach to immigration and the deportation rates that have apparently been put off because Donald Trump kept talking about them so much that the element of surprise was ruined. Why don't we stop with detention centers and why don't we launch a new Ellis Island project, just like my grandparents came through? And why don't we have immigration processing centers and instead of putting them in cages, instead of trying to fight whether a baby has birthright citizenship or not, or should be separated from their parents and put in a cage, why don't we have and use our resources to have a dignified immigration policy and have a Ellis Island style project? When my grandparents came through Ellis Island, that was an immigration and naturalization processing center. You know, we shorthanded as Ellis Island. They came off the boat. They were processed. I don't know if it was green card or whatever they called it back then when my group came in the early 1900s, but they left documented, to use the term of the day, and on their way to citizenship. There's no greater citizens and patriots than my grandparents. You know, there's no greater citizen or patriot than my wife, who had the fortune to win the green card lottery. Literally, yes, people do win that. You know, she did not intend to come to this country originally. She was on her way to Italy. I never would have met her. I'm glad that she didn't do that. But she applied for green card citizenship. She got it. She got her green card several months later. She got her citizenship 5 years after that. And my wife cries at the national anthem, our national anthem. There's no bigger patriot that we've created than through a dignified immigration process. Give us an Ellis Island immigration and naturalization center, not a detention center, run by private entities. That's what I'm calling for here. Welcome back, Popok Live. Every Tuesday nights, it's me, about 45 minutes to an hour, a ranging group of topics at the intersection of law and politics, sometimes even pop culture, only on the Midas Touch Network. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're here for it. We need your help to continue to grow and build this pro-democracy channel in collaboration with the Midas Touch Network. Take a minute, hit the free subscribe button, and help us towards our drive for 500,000 by our half birthday. We're humbled by our growth. We built this channel on purpose just before the election to be here for the break the glass moment. We're at that moment. No hotter intersection in all of America than the intersection of law and politics over the next 4 years with this Trump administration. I'm Michael Popok, and I'm here for it. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories, the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.